This is the Entropy Ashlar, the most useless Depin project. So useless that since my last video, they sold 1,000 devices in 12 hours. What does it do? It mines nothing. But this nothing in the form of entropy tokens can be around $270 a month. Now, due to the popularity of this project, they've got another drop taking place on the 6th of June with limited number of devices. In this video, I'll review the device that I already have and I'll talk you through the setup tutorial. And make sure you stay till the end of the video because I'll talk you through how you can get set up with a DIY version that's only going to cost you around $4. I've got timestamps on the screen. Right, let's jump into the video. Right, before I tell you about the new drop for the Entropy Ashlar, if you missed my previous video, you can check that out in the description and I'll also put it in the top right hand corner because I went into the Entropy project in detail, the rationale, and my thoughts on it as well. So I'm not going to do that in this video. But in a nutshell, Entropy is the world's first Depin Meme project that does not give any promises of rewards, but is earning around $270 a month. Now, in the last video, I talked about the Entropy Ashlar drop. They had 1,000 devices, but they managed to sell out in less than 12 hours. And because of the demand, there are 500 additional units available on the 6th of June. That's about a day from filming this video. You can enter your email here on the website. That's not going to guarantee a spot. It just means that you'll receive an email when the drop goes live, and it's expected that these are going to sell out pretty quickly. You can use the discount code passivecrypto10 to get 10% off. And apologies for the last drop. If you couldn't use the code, it's now activated. Now, I did go into detail in my last video, but two things you need to take into account is that there is something called the second law of entropy, meaning that you have to make sure that you don't drain all of your tokens. You have to make sure that you mine more than you claim. And they've also got something called the jitter deleter, which means that if you are suspected to sell your tokens and try and make a profit, you'll get kicked out of the project. Is that you can mine at the moment, and I'll show you that I am mining with my device, but towards the end of June and July, there will be an NFT that is required to claim the tokens. At the moment, that isn't required. But as I said, this drop's happening on the 6th of June, which is basically on Friday. So you want to make sure that you make the most of that. And again, the code will be in the description. Right, let's move into the next part of the video. I'm going to do an unboxing of my Ashlar device. And then I'll do a setup tutorial for when you receive yours in the post. And if you don't have the budget to buy one, or if you're not, do stay towards the end because I'm going to show you the DIY option, which is basically how you can get involved in this project for free. It'll probably cost you about $5 to purchase the small device. Right, so I'm going to do a quick unboxing for this device. It comes pretty neatly packed, to be honest. When you open the lid, you can see the Ashlar device right there. And once you take that apart and lift the foam, you've got the base for the Ashlar. It's pretty sturdy and it's got an LED light built into it that'll flash when you plug it in. And it's also got a power cable. Now, this is not a data cable. It's a simple power cable. And the box also comes with a USB plug. Now, mine was a US plug, but it's fine. I had another plug that I could swap it with anyway. There's a small QR code that you can use to scan to get started, but that's essentially what you're going to get in this package. It's pretty sleek, to be honest with you. Right, let's head on to the setup tutorial. Okay, so the first step to onboard this device is to plug it in. You want to make sure that the power is running to it. It'll flash purple once you do that. Once it's plugged in, you're going to want to go to your phone and you're going to want to download this app. Now, this is the Ashlar Genesis app. I'll put a link in the description to that. Once you've downloaded the app, this is what it's going to look like. And you want to make sure that you have a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi network. You're going to want to make sure that you've got a Solana address to get started. You'll click the logo in the middle. It'll then search for your device. After a few seconds, it should show up on the screen. And then once you've done that, you can click on the device. Once you've clicked on the device, it's going to ask you to enter your Solana wallet address. This is the wallet address that you're going to connect to this device, so you can copy and paste that here. The third screen is going to ask you to find your Wi-Fi, so just select your Wi-Fi. It's got to be 2.4 gigahertz, and then enter your Wi-Fi password, and then that should provision. Now, what you want to do is keep an eye on your device. The device will flash green once the Wi-Fi has connected successfully. So keep an eye on that. It'll take about a minute or two, and as you can see, this has now been provisioned and my device just flashed green. You can't see that, it's off screen. So we're going to head into the console now on the website so we can just check to see that that's correctly done, and we'll bind this to our account. So the next thing you're going to want to do is to make your first claim on Entropy. Now you can either do this on your phone or you can do it on your computer. I'm going to show you how to do it from your computer. Go to the website, just entropy.lol. Click on console. So once you click on the console, you can click on status and it'll tell you more about your miner. You'll notice that 1,142 ENT has been put into your account. Now you want to click claim to claim that, and that's going to bind this to your account. Now before you claim, you're going to want to make sure that you have Solana in your wallet address that you're claiming for gas fees. And then once you do it, you're going to click on claim. You're going to accept the terms and conditions. Of course, the second one here is about the second law of entropy. You're going to sign that transaction, which is going to show that you're claiming that amount of entropy tokens. That's just to bind you to the account. And that's it. You can see I've withdrawn that entropy. That's now binded me to the account. And I can come back on a daily basis to see how much I have. Now remember, you need to claim within 7 days. Anything you don't claim is just going to be burnt to the pool. So you can come back and claim that anytime you want. Just want to pause the video. If you're enjoying the content and these types of projects, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel and like the video. It does encourage me and allows me to put more videos in front of you. Right, let's get back to the channel. Right, so we're on to the last part of the video. If you want to get involved in this project, but you don't want to wait for the device to come or you don't want to purchase one, there is the free option to get involved, and I'll explain how you can get involved here. The first thing you're going to want to do is to purchase the device. This is the only aspect that you're going to have to pay for. If you want a quick delivery, they're about $5 to $10 on Amazon. If you want a cheap delivery, you can actually get them on AliExpress for much cheaper as well. Now, I recommend going for the ESP32-S3. That's probably the upgraded one that's going to be easier for you. The way that you get involved in the DIY option is you need to dig a hole. Yes, just bear with me here. This is a Depin Meme project. That's because miners dig holes. Hopefully you get that. And what you do is you basically take a picture of your Discord username in a hole that you have dug, and the community will vote as to whether they think that your hole is worthy or not. As you can see here, somebody has put their name in and they've dug a hole and they want people to vote on it. And you'll tag on Twitter the Just Entropy LOL account and also the Miners Dig Holes account. And what'll happen is they'll retweet you and the community will then vote on whether your hole is worthy or not. It's important that you put your Discord username in there because you're going to need to be in the Discord to participate in this. I'll put a link in the description to the Discord. Now, this is actually the hardest part. So you're going to want to put a bit of effort into your hole. Make sure the hole is deep and it shows that you've put a bit of effort in. The community is not going to let you in without a little bit of hard work. I'll show you what the Discord looks like here. But once you do get accepted, you'll then be given the miner's role. And with the miner's role, you can then register your ESP32. So once you've got the miner's role and you've been accepted and your hole is worthy, you'll click on the forms button and you'll submit credential address. And here you'll enter a Solana address for your ESP32. It's a separate address per miner, so make sure you bear that in mind. You'll then type in the name of the device and then you'll click submit. After you've done that, you'll go to open ticket and then you'll open a ticket. And in the ticket, you'll basically mention that you've submitted your Solana address and that you're waiting for a firmware file. After a short while, you'll get a personalized file which is connected to your wallet, which you can then flash onto your device. You're going to need to keep a hold of that because we're going to make use of it in the next section for the video. So that's basically the steps. Let's head into the step-by-step of how you can onboard that once you've been accepted and you've got your file. Remember, the aim of this project is also patience, so wait for a few days for all of that to come through. Right, so this is a quick run through on how you can onboard your ESP32 on the DIY method. I'll put a link in the description to this browser guide, but it can be a little bit long, so I haven't gone step by step. If you do want me to do that, just put a comment in the description. What you will need is to make sure that you have got a 2.4 gigahertz connection. And the most important thing is in your onboarding, you need a USB data cable. Now, when I tried this 2 or 3 times, the cables I had were not data cables. So you'll know if it's a data cable because your device will show up. It's usually the cable that you'll get with a mobile phone, not just any old USB-C cable. Right, once you've got that, you'll want to save the firmware that you got in Discord. The next thing you'll want to do is plug your device to your computer using what we would call a USB cable. Now, you've got a few options on how you can connect, but I would recommend doing the browser-based option. It's just the easiest and quickest. You'll then click on this, which is essentially the tool to connect to your device. Once you're in that web page, you're going to have a few options. You're going to click on the baud rate, change that to 115,200 and click connect. And then there'll be a box that pops up. Choose your device from here. As I said, if it's not showing up, it's usually because your cable isn't the right cable. Once it shows up, there should be a text that looks like this. And after you see that, you're going to scroll up and you're going to click on erase flash. Now, once you've erased flash, you're going to see this message here where it says erasing flash and then flash completed. Then you're going to scroll down and you're going to click on flash address. You're going to change what's the existing amount, which is X 1000. You're going to remove the 1 and change that to a 0 so that the flash address looks like this. And then you're going to choose the file that you downloaded from your firmware. It should be a .bin file. So once you've done that and the flash address has been changed, you're going to click on program in the console and it's going to start flashing that file that you downloaded to your device. Once it's done, you'll see something that looks like this here. You can then click disconnect. And now you want to check to see that the device is working or not. Make sure that everything is working. You're going to click on console, you're going to click on start, and the screen should look like this. Now, at the moment, you don't have a Wi-Fi connected. That's why it says on here that there is no Wi-Fi provisioned, but you'll see that the screen should look like this. Well done. You've done most of the hard work. Now, if any of this doesn't work at any point, all you have to do is go back up, click erase flash, and you can do this whole process again. Now, most of the issues will occur if you don't have the correct cable or if you don't have the correct driver, but I'm not going to go into detail that here. Now, with the device connected to your computer, what you're going to do is you're going to go and download an app. Now, if you're in Android, you can click on the link on that I've included, or if you're on iOS, it's called the ESP Config app. And now it's a little bit temperamental, but work with it. So what you're first going to do is make sure on your phone that you are connected to the correct Wi-Fi that you connected your computer to and your device is going to connect to. You're then going to enter the name of the Wi-Fi that you're connecting to and then enter your password. Now, you're going to want to wait. It takes some time, but eventually it's going to find your device. Now, it didn't find my device in the beginning because I had a VPN connected. You can see that from the logo at the top. So make sure the VPN is not connected. Make sure it's a 2.4 gigahertz connection and make sure that your device is plugged into your computer. The reason you want to do that is you can monitor it in the console that I showed you earlier. So you can see if it's connected to Wi-Fi or not. After a short while, it should say device connected. And that's it. As I said, you can go into the console, you can check that. You'll see that the Wi-Fi then shows your Wi-Fi name and it'll also say that it's connected. And that's it. Once it's connected, you'll have a little message at the bottom that says that your Entropy is going to be loading and patience is advised because it'll take a few days for your device to be set up. Now, once you've done that, you can head over to the console and connect your wallet just to see the status of your device, but it will take a few days for that to show. So do have a little bit of patience, but you can connect your wallet here. Once you are confirmed and your device is running, you'll simply click the claim button. Now, you want to make sure that you do that every 7 days. For anything you don't claim, it does not get deposited and it gets burnt. So that's something you need to bear in mind. Right, that's it for this video. Remember that this sale is taking place on the 6th of June. Hopefully you can get some devices. And if you like these types of videos, you can check this one out here. Right, that's it from me. I'll catch you in the next video.